G'day everyone, it's SDS SuperCoach, providing SuperCoach content for you. I'm here to present my team reveal for SuperCoach 2023. There's been a lot of thought, and we're still 7 days out from round one, but only rookies can change now. Oh, and there's one other thing I'll talk about after I've revealed this team, but I'm pretty locked in. I'm pretty happy with it. If you guys haven't seen this video I've done with Eno, make sure you do team talk. So I'm the first guest. I was honoured to be a part of it. Yeah, make sure you check out that video, of course. And obviously, if you subscribe to me and not to him, then you better change that. You've got to make sure you subscribe to Eno. So yeah, that was a little sneak preview into my team, but I thought I'd upload it tonight because I'm fully ready to go to show you my team. And yeah, if you haven't liked and subscribed, make sure you do. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs before round one 2024. So hopefully we can get there. We've nearly hit the halfway mark. We're on 433. Let's see how we go and try to hit that 1K goal before round one 2024. Anyway, let's do the team. My D1 is Tom Stewart. And we've seen that his ownership has dropped a fair bit, and that's fair enough because, I mean, we're seeing blokes like Docky that are certainly rising in the ranks as an option. And I think Tom Stewart, I'm just still a bit too nervous not to have him in my side. So I think a bloke like Tom Stewart, I just love having in my side. If he can deliver some of those big scores while others aren't on him, then I'll happily take that. All right, D2 is going to be Jordan Dawson. I might make this a bit quicker because we talked pretty extensively to Eno about my team reveal. So Jordan Dawson at D2. What's his percentage? I think he's on like 17%. It might have risen up 17%. I just really like Jordan Dawson. He can score anywhere, play off the half, back and wing. It doesn't matter. He still somehow seems to score. And I'm very happy with that. So I'd love Jordan Dawson to be in my team, and that's where I've put him. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now, D3, I'm actually trying to remember this off the top of my head. It is Jordan Ridley, a bloke who hasn't been in my SuperCoach team all pre-season, and he's entered into my final team. I just think Essendon are going to play more of a conservative style, possession style of football, and I think that's really going to help Jordan Ridley. I think in certain matchups, he'll absolutely dominate and score terrifically. I think there's a good chance he could score very well against Hawthorn round one. Let's just hope he doesn't spend too much time as lockdown, but it looks like Essendon are going to chip it around a bit, and that is good for Ridley. D4 is finally Elliot Yeo. I just think at that price and what his potential is, I think it's just too hard to refuse. I mean, he's on 50%, so half of you guys out there have got him in your side, and for good reason. He's just a terrific player when up and about. There's a bit of an injury risk, of course, but I was listening to an interview with Ryan Daniels, and he was just talking about how with Elliot Yeo, and Yeo was just saying this new strength and conditioning coach, who I believe came from the Swans, so good stock there, and he's just transformed Yeo, and he feels nearly 100%. He backed that up by saying, I think it's rare for any player to be 100%. I'm paraphrasing there. But that's done enough for me. Of course, I didn't need any more convincing. Ruben Ginbey is going to be a bloke that's going to rotate with Elliot Yeo off that halfback and wing. Halfback and inside midfield. He's just an absolute young bull ready to go. I think he's going to be I reckon he's going to be one of the best players in this draft. And it's been a good pick for the Eagles. Good trading back to get this man. I think he's going to be fantastic. I think he could develop into the mould of like a Paddy Cripps, which would be terrific for them. D6, I've got Connor McKenna. Hasn't really left my side much in pre-season. But I do think there's a real risk that he could be the sub. And I'm just going to take a good eye onto that Brisbane Lions bench and just see what that could be. Because he's looked a bit off the pace, as you can understand. He's been out of the game for a couple of years. But, yeah, I just think McKenna, if he can just stay on the field, and I think off that half-back line, he can still score very nicely. And now for my bench players, I won't talk too much about it because they could change. But Darcy Wilmot looks like he's going to play on the wing for the Lions. And then he should be in the team. And I've gone Moo. I believe Carlton fans are just going to call him Moo, Lockie Cowan. I think they're going to go with one of him or Sin Cotter. I don't know which one it is. Let me know in the comments down below, Blues fans. As we can see, Sin Cotter is certainly more player owned, but I think that's because of his price personally and more experience. But I think Cowan looks really good for the Blues, and I think they're looking for another bloke off that half back line. Looks very comfortable, I would say. So, yeah, I've got Moo in there. All right. The midfield, sure. All right. We're going to go Rory Laird ahead of Clayton Oliver, which I didn't think I would be able to, I would do before heading into the season. But I just think Laird, he looked excellent in that West Coast game. I try not to take too much into pre-season, but at the same time, you can't just say, oh, it's nothing. So I'd take a little bit into it because what else have we got? What other info do we take in? Does scare me a little bit that Oliver could be rotating off that half back, which is still a fine role, but just think Laird, there's more security. He's going to stay in that same role for the Crows. I think the Crows are going to have a better year as well. So I think he's a fine pick in my book. And look, in all honesty, you could go with either or, him or Oliver. So I'm not going to disagree on anyone that goes Oliver over Laird or Laird over Oliver. I think it's fine each way. I like having one of them just as captains and security, though I don't have to worry about them for the rest of the year in terms of upgrading. All right, Bont. There was something that came out today when I just finished work, and it said that Bont is going to be spending more time in the midfield. I think he said that himself. I will probably spend a bit more time in the midfield, probably due to Josh Dunkley and the dinosaur dogs, they're calling them, of Darcy, Lobb, Hugo Hagen, as it looks like they're all going to be playing in the forward line. So they are the dinosaur dogs. Thought originally when I heard that name, I thought it was due to their age, and I thought they're not that old, are they? But due to the height in the forward line, Bont's 194 centimetres himself. Makes sense. Dunkley's gone as well. He's clearly their most impactful mid when up and going. Right, M3, we have got Tom Green. So I've gone a bit light here in the midfield, which scares me a tad, but just how I see it. Tom Green, I think he's clearly the breakout candidate. Could be the Andy Brayshaw of 2023. So let's hope that's the case. And I think the Giants are in for a better season. M4, I've got Jacob Hopper. Hasn't really left my side. Looked a bit average in the Pracky game against the D's, but that's not discouraging me from picking him. I think he's just a very good player, and he's going to have a fantastic role. And hopefully he's just up and about. He's been a little bit on a modified program during pre-season, but that's okay. M5, I've got Finn Callahan. I think my aim, I'm trying to learn from my mistakes last season of not having enough mid prices and spending too much in the midfield. I've tried to even it up a bit more. And you just got to learn. For me, I'm learning from my mistakes in the starting team last year, where after round 1, I was 55K. And then after about round 6, I was around 20K. So had to play catch up for most of the year, and I don't want to be doing that this time. So I'm going to change my tactic a little bit with Finn Callahan in the side. I think we're not asking miracles from Finn Callahan. We just want to, if we could get I think what would make him 100K? I think 100K would make him 75. He would need to average 75, I believe. And then I think around 80 could get him around 150. So hopefully that's the case, and we'll see him have a really good year. All right. Then we've got Ashcroft, as everyone's got Cam McKenzie, and I've still got Will Phillips in at M8. So we've got these next three. Couple of first-year players. That's another thing I've been trying to do. Unless their role is fantastic by the seams of it, then I don't really want to pick many first-year players on field. So Ginby, Ashcroft, and McKenzie, my only ones on field. And I think Will Ashcroft could be another day cost. Could he average in the hundreds? I don't think so. I think we'll see a similar output with him and Dacos personally in terms of SuperCoach scoring. Can't really pick them apart, to be honest. They're both absolute guns. Cam McKenzie looks like he's going to get it more inside mid-roll early days compared to Josh Ward early days last year. And I think McKenzie's a better kick and he just looks more comfortable at AFL level more than Josh Ward did last year. So I'm just going to back it off that. I don't think he's another Josh Ward 2.0. I think he looks more comfortable at AFL level. And then Will Phillips didn't have a great game, but I'm going to back him in third year AFL player at pick 3. I'm just going to back him in. I think Clarko loves him. I think he's still going to get a lot of time in that inside midfield while North are rebuilding. And I really like Will Phillips as a pick. All right, to round out the bench, we have got Chesser. He plays. Who else? Oscar Baker. I think he's booked him. He's booked himself in for a round 1 spot. And then, who's the other bloke? I think it's Constable, of course. Can't forget about him. Ideally, I'd like him in the back line, but just can't quite fit him in because I prefer Cowan over picking someone like a Davey in the midfield and then some random bloke at F8. But yeah, I'll talk about one thing I'm weighing up at the end of the video. Then for the rucks, we are going to go with Jared Witts, Rowan Marshall, and Nick Madden. I prefer Madden over McAndrew. Laddams is still healthy and playing. I expect him to be R1. If McAndrew does play, then what is he actually going to do? Jared Witts got a good bye, healthy preseason, going to be the solo ruck, which I'm really eyeing up, and I'm targeting that. Rowan Marshall as well. He's going to be the solo ruck probably for most of the year, unless Tom Campbell stuffs us up. But everyone's picking him, and fair enough. He's going to be very handy for us this year. Hopefully, he can stay as solo ruck for most of the year. All right, now we move into the forward line. Dunkley, don't have to talk much about this bloke. I think he's just brilliant. And yeah, it's just how it is. Last year probably as a forward, so enjoy him while you can. I mean, to be honest, we'll probably still end up picking him as a midfielder next year. He's just that good of a player. I was speaking to Eno in last night's recording, and he was saying he could be the highest scoring player in the game this year. And I'll tell you what, there's a real hot chance of that happening. He'll spend more time in the midfield this year. I think a better team, to be honest, than the Dogs. And yeah, I think he'll just stand out. It was getting a little bit dark, so I upped the brightness. Connor Rosey, so I'm pretty happy with that. Porter sort of rejuvenating that midfield rotation, and Connor Rosey's leading the way. Just an absolute impact player, going to be a top 5 player in the comp. In my opinion, one day, he's just an absolute gun. He'll be at Port forever, being a South Australian boy. Tim Taranto, he's going to get a great role at Richmond again. Richmond, another team that have rejuvenated that midfield, and he looks to be leading the way. Hopefully, it's just his disposal efficiency is all good. I've bought into the hype. I've got Errol Goulden. I was saying to Eno last night, worst case scenario, he's my 23rd premium on the bench if he's not going to be top 8, really. So at 472, I think Callum Mills is going to spend more time in the back line this year. Maybe they might move blokes like Luke Parker and a bit more off the half forward line, that sort of thing. Give Errol Goulden a full run. He won't get a full run, but if we can get 40% CBAs, then I will take that every day of the week. All right. Oh, God, who's F5? I don't even remember. But we'll put Radic. Oh, no, I know. Sam Flanders. Might be another Finn Callahan sort of pick. As I said, I wanted to pick more mid-prices in my side, and Sam Flanders, he can push up into that. He can push up as a half forward. We know his VFL numbers, they were ridiculous. So I just think that's going to be fantastic. And look, again, we just need him to score very solidly, and I think there's a world where he does that. So hopefully he's a little shortcut to get into a premium, and See if he can get to 380, 380k at some point. And then lastly, we've got Radagolea on field. How do you spell it? Yeah, Radagolea. I just think Jack Henry's now out medium term. Tom Hawkins is also out early days, and I just think he's locked himself into the side early in the season, and we'll see how he goes at full back by the seams of it. See if he's going to be intercepting the ball a bit more. So we'll see how we go with Radagolea on field. He's probably going to be my worst player on field early days. Then the last two are going to be Fergus Green. People are saying he'll be in the side until Mitch Lewis is back. He'll stay in the side when Mitch Lewis is back still. He'll be in there for the majority of the year. Mature aged, Gunston type forward. And I just think, yeah, he'll be able to kick a few snags in a pretty poor Hawthorn team this year, but that's okay. And then lastly, Alwyn Davey Jr., not expecting any miracles here. If he makes 100k, I'll take that, to be honest. I just don't really know many other options at the minute. All right, so this is my team. Let me know what your thoughts. But before I go, there is one thing I want to discuss with you guys. I think it's in the recording. Me and Eno were talking, and I think Eno said, yeah, if you could downgrade Wits, because one bloke I'm missing is Toby McLean. If you could downgrade Wits to Shrek, aka Sean Darcy, then you can upgrade Toby McLean onto the bench. And that's really got me thinking. I never really thought about it because, Jared Witts, yeah, he's all good, locked and loaded. But it just got me thinking, Darcy looks like he's going to spend quite a bit of time in the ruck still. And it just had me thinking. So this is the team here. So this is option one. I want you guys in the comments down below to let me know your thoughts on what this would look like. So Witts would go out. Chester would go out. And Davey would be moved onto the midfield bench. So at least here we've got a forward defender and pure mid on the bench. That's good for flexibility. Early days. On the bench, you would end up with Toby McLean, who's probably the one elevated rookie that I'm sort of missing on this team. And him and Radagolea, I can just sort of go with, okay, who looks better and stuff like that. And then I'd have enough money to bring in Sean Darcy. So this is really the last thought that I've got with this team. I think everything else is locked in. But this has really got me thinking, because I prefer Wits, but Darcy, you can't ignore the ceiling. You can't ignore the potential ruck role still. And he's just an absolute monster scorer, insane ceiling. Healthy preseason, as JD said last night. So that got me thinking as well. You could have Toby McLean on the bench, and due to the lack of the base price rookies, really got me thinking that maybe I do need McLean, and I won't bank on a correctional trade if need be. And then I could have Davey in the midfield, but I do miss out on Jared Witts because obviously I can't afford him. But I like him being the solo ruck, purely the solo ruck. He definitely won't get subbed off, surely. He's got Peter Adams round one. I think he'll go bonkers in that round. And, there's also a couple of other good things. But the thing that's, I guess, got me thinking as well, he's only done premium scoring for 1 year. His highest before was about 99. I know he had a full preseason, Jared Witts, but it's just really got me thinking. Because I'd love Toby McLean and Radagolea on the side, both not being on field, one of them not being on field. Darcy presents positives in himself. So it's just really got me thinking. So let me know in the comments down below what you like. And I'm very interested to see what everyone else thinks. So just to reiterate, so this is the Darcy and McLean option. And I'll go back to what I originally have as my team. Who was here again? It was Davey. Davey on the forward bench. Campbell Chesser on the bench, midfield bench. Then you have Jared Witts in the team. So let me know your thoughts. This is the team I've currently got, but I could be persuaded into moving into Darcy and McLean, so I can both have them in my side. Other downgrades, I'm like, it doesn't have to be Wits, but I don't really see many other options unless I downgrade Goulden to Cunnington, maybe. Not sure if I'm in love with that at this point in time, and I wouldn't really downgrade anyone else here. I mean, Ridley would be that would be interested in downgrading, but who are you downgrading to 460k? Don't really like that. So I'll leave it there, guys. Hopefully I didn't make it too long. Maybe I have, but hope you guys are enjoying building your side. It's going to be a very, very good year. I think it's going to be a little bit tough this season. It's going to be tougher than last year. Maybe I'm just speaking because I didn't get that much of an injury bug last year. We've got the extra round, but only one extra trade, but we still got plenty of trades. Keep as many as you can personally. But yeah, look, hope for a good year for SDS SuperCoach. I finished 2001 ranked last year. So look, the obvious aim for me is to do better than 2001 rank. Hopefully a better start this season. And then we can build from there. If I can half my round 6 rank from 20,000 to 10,000, I'd take that. I can build onto that. So yeah, look, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. I'll try to make sure I keep pumping out videos before round 1, and I'll see you around. Cheers.